country prepares as well as it can to defend itself and in turn trains its troops as lethal weapons. We have an army that respects men and women in the army, navy and air force and accepts it and moves forward in times of danger. They accept potential threats and enter a field that is frightened by the courage of the soul. These are special forces. There are many brave hearts around the world in this field who are known for risking their lives and risking their lives in the service. Ranking or comparing these special forces around the world is an extremely difficult task, but there were a few that always stood out in interesting, challenging and extremely dangerous cases. The most feared special forces in the world. The list below shows 10 of the most highly trained and deadly special forces in the world who are sure to keep your spine cool. Let's go, friends. Before I start the video by omitting unnecessary news stories, I keep subscribing to the channel and pressing the bell button so that I don't miss these wonderful news. Number 1. US Navy SEALs, USA. A minimum of 42 push-ups in 2 minutes, 50 sit-ups in 2 minutes, and running 1.5 miles in 11 minutes. Before training even starts, Navy SEALs are the best the United States has to offer. SEALs stands for Sea, Air and Land Special Operators, thus forming the word SEALs, the unit responsible for successfully eliminating Osama bin Laden. The US Navy SEALs have access to the most advanced weapons and equipment in the world. They undergo a grueling training module that is meant to break even the hardest individuals. The SEALs are combat ready at all times, willing to take up any difficult assignment that the country deems necessary. Number 2. British Special Air Services, SAS. They are the basis for special forces all around the world. Even USA's Delta Force was formed after the founder spent some time with SAS. They are the number 1 fighting force in the world and are trained to perform equally well in all other fields. Their insignia bears the famous phrase, "Who dares wins," talking about their role in fighting what followed the Iraq War. US General Stanley Bristol said, "Essential, could not have done it without them." The SAS specializes in counter-terrorism, hostage rescue, and intelligence gathering operations. It's the most elite unit of the British Army. The unit undergoes a multi-layer training plan and only the best are selected into this elite corporation. Number 3. Indian Marcos. Indian Marcos are both Halo and HO trained. They have access to the best equipment in the world and every unit member is highly motivated when it comes to defending its own country. They are primarily trained along the pattern of the US Navy SEALs, with further training with the British SAS and compulsory training at SIG, guerrilla warfare, in their Iran. One of the best parts of their training regime is the high motivation that is found in the members and their emotional training in addition to their physical training. Operating under extreme secrecy, Marcos has carried out numerous notable tasks like the Kargil War, Operation Leech, Operation Swan, Exercise Balance Iroquois 031/Raidstormer and many more. Nicknamed the Dodorally Forge, Bearded Army, Marcos are the only special force after US Navy SEALs that can fight in water bodies with full-fledged weaponry. Marcos are prepared to undertake any assignment given to them and undergoes one of the most advanced and hard training modules on the planet. Number 4. Russian Spetsnaz. The Russian Spetsnaz unit is the most trained unit in the world who follow a brutal training regime that would be banned in most other countries. 10. Alpha Group. Russia, an arm of the well-known and feared Spetsnaz. The Alpha Group is the fiercest in their group. This well-known task force started out in the mid-1970s and came to the limelight during the invasion of Afghanistan. They are known for their brutal vengeance and heartless taking down of the opponent. The unit has some of the best weapons on Earth, including the X-74 meters, and the soldiers are almost impossible to crack during enemy interrogations. Number 5. Special Services Group. SSG, Pakistan. Imagine marching 36 miles in 12 hours and running 5 miles in full gear in just 50 minutes. These are some of the tasks that Pakistan's special forces undergo in their training regime. The group came to light when they marched into a building and rescued more than 35 people who were taken hostage from the army headquarters. Their involvement in the historic Indo-Pakistan Wars and the Soviet-Afghan War is well talked about. During the infamous Pan Am Flight 73 hijack, SSG showed courage in rescuing passengers and minimalizing the damage. Another notable operation which saw SSG commandos was when they rescued hostage children from a hijacked Afghan school bus in just 20 seconds. Yes, it took seconds for the SSG to finish 3 terrorists. Number 6. Special Forces of Iran, Quds Force. The unit serves directly under the Supreme Leader of Iran and was created during the Iraq-Iran War. Quds Force is an organization roughly analogous to a combination of the CIA and the Joint Special Operations Command. Run from Tehran, the Quds Force has developed ties with army groups in Afghanistan, Iraq, Lebanon, Syria and the Palestinian territories. Iranian operatives were blamed for both the 1983 bombing of the U.S. Embassy in Beirut and the attack on barracks housing American and French service members, which claimed the lives of 307 people. Later, President George W. Bush said the Quds Force coordinated with Shiite militants to plant roadside bombs to kill U.S. troops in Iraq. The unit has a notorious reputation and the U.S. has also claimed it sometimes supports terrorist activities, which Iran has vehemently denied. Number 7. GIS Italy. The Gruppo di Intervento Speciale, GIS, is one of the most elite operations to counter terrorism, created in 1978. This unit is a part of the Italian military police, and is known for its marksmanship. With almost 100 soldiers, they are aimed with anti-terrorism operations, security services and also provide training. Number 8. Isrily Mosad. As observed in the Special Union of Mossad's spectacular touches and seen in spy talks and reactivities, it is the intelligence of the forgotten that is neutral to the detective, which is embroiled in controversy over published magazines and informants. There is always a shortage of our deadly killers. Like a dog and a child faces a book, but his life is very short. Number 9. French Commando Marines. There are only about 600 members in this elite group, and their training regime is considered to be one of the toughest in the world. The unit was formed during World War II in 1942 and was inspired by the British Commandos. From rescuing school children in Djibouti to capturing war criminals in Bosnia, this deadly task force has done it all. The force, which saw its origin following the 1972 Munich Olympics hostage massacre, is one of the deadliest groups in the world. They have the slickest training regime known and are prepared to take down the Somali pirates with ease, following their motto to save lives without regard for one's own. GIN is known to hunt down any threat to the nation and its people. This 200-strong unit keeps a low profile, and it's even against French law to publish pictures of their faces. Number 10. The Polish GROM. It's Poland's elite counter-terrorism unit and stands for Group 4. Operational Maneuvering Response. The unit was formed way back in 1990. The Polish Elite Counter-Terrorism Unit, GROM, means Thunderbolt and justly describes their tactics, speed, precision and deadly force, in the same league as the British SAS. This special force was created with the same principle. Having worked with SEALs many times, they are rumored to have given special training ideas to the SEALs as well. The GROM force is estimated to have between 270 and 300 soldiers, and each has to pass a grueling series of psychological and physical durability tests, as well as the truth test. So friends, don't forget to let us know in the comments box which of these 10 great armies you think is fatal and aggressive. See you soon with the next weird news. Thanks.